Hey everybody! Tanner Bananner here! Exciting news today! So today is my 1-year anniversary as a Fruitarian. And it's so exciting to me personally because of everything that's happened in the past year and all of the obstacles I overcame. And I do want to note that 1 year on a diet is nothing special. You know, especially Fruitarianism, which is a diet of so much abundance and life and energy, that it's hard not to go a year. But, so this video is not going to be about me succeeding on some diet. It's more, I want this more to be a celebration of all of the obstacles that I've overcame over the past year. All of the demons I've defeated, because I view my situation as more closely related to that of a recovering alcoholic than someone who just switched up their lifestyle. Now, more than a year ago, I was, and I still am, if you can go into my mind and read my thoughts every day, addicted to refined sugar. You know, more than a year ago, the cornerstone of my diet was Oreos. Other staples were cake, Reese's Cups, Cadbury cream eggs, just Twix, just everything sugary you could find in my apartment or my house, wherever I was living at the time. and all that stuff, all of that junk alters your brain chemistry. And so it added to all of the other problems that I had. It fueled them, it accelerated them. So, I was diagnosed severely depressed October 2012. And between October 2012 and February 19, 2013, I'd attempted suicide via overdose 3 times, thankfully unsuccessfully. And, why I was severely depressed, I can only really speculate. I know a lot of it had to do with the diet I was eating, altering my brain chemistry and everything. But I read a study a while ago that showed that epileptics, of which I am one, have a rate of suicide 4 times higher than the average person. And so, when you take into account my mind-altering diet and my epilepsy and my seizures, it's really no surprise to me that I was severely depressed. And then more adding fuel to the fire, my best friends didn't even want to be around me. I would try to call them, they wouldn't answer, text them, they wouldn't respond, just because I was such a downer to be around. I was depressed, I was antisocial, and then stuff like that just made me more depressed and more antisocial. And then I would eat more junk food, and then I'd become more of a zombie. And it was just all bad. It was all bad. And for whatever reason, February 20th, 2013, I decided to change my life, turn everything around. Completely switch diets. I knew that Steve Jobs was a fruitarian, and I thought, well, it worked out well for him, why don't I try it? And so, February 20th, 2013, I ate a bunch of fruit, but I did go to the store and get some Oreos and I had Oreos, I had Twix, I had some other candy, and just, as a farewell, I ate that junk that night. And then, so, I guess you could say my first full day without junk food would have been February 21st, but I do identify February 20th as the date that I became a fruitarian. So in this past year, I have overcome so many of my former issues. Like, back more than a year ago and way beyond that, I was so unfit. Like, I couldn't run half a block without going, but today, I can run and run and run and run and run and run and run for miles and 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 just not stop. Today I'm training to run ultra marathons, right? I mean, that was unfathomable to me more than a year ago. And, I'm just so happy and so filled with life, which is another thing that was so foreign to me more than a year ago. Back then, more than a year ago, I didn't see a life. I didn't see a happy life for me in the future, because all I saw was a life of medication and seizures and more medication and more seizures and depression and no friends. That's the life I saw for myself. And today, the life I'm living, I'm the most social I've ever been. I have so many friends, and my friends actually want to be around me. It's like, that's amazing to me. I have friends that actually want to hang around me. Ugh, scary. And speaking of epilepsy, my seizures have ceased to exist, and that's while reducing my medication. Having my prescription. I have my prescription, and my seizures go down as well. Huh. And so I have all this to thank on fruit, on living a fruit-based lifestyle, eating only fruit most of the time. Like, every so often I might have rice and beans, right? Every once in a while. So I say that I am 100% raw vegan 95% of the time. I do identify fruitarian as a diet of at least 90% fruit, so I'm also 100% fruitarian 100% of the time. But, the biggest dark side of this past year has been the people who don't really understand my lifestyle. I'm on the defensive so much from either people trying to get me to eat foods I'm addicted to, like Oreos. You have no idea how many people fling Oreos in front of my face, and, I think, just this one time, I'll do it, just this one time, I won't tell anybody. And thankfully I haven't gone overboard. But every time I go to the grocery store, I have to avoid the snack food section, because it's going through my mind the entire time, I could get all this junk food. I could eat it, and I just wouldn't have to tell anybody, and I could still call myself a fruitarian. I'm addicted to that stuff. It's hard. And it's offensive when people don't really understand that junk food has ruined my life, and taking that junk food out of my life is what's improved it so much. And then, another defensive thing, which I don't really mind, because I kind of find it entertaining and it makes my responses better, is people who, my lifestyle doesn't really click in their minds. They're like, well, how do you get your protein? And then, I have to say, well, all fruit is protein. For example, a banana has 1.5 milligrams of protein. Eat 30 bananas a day, you're getting 45 milligrams of protein. It's not cooked, so it's 100% usable, meaning I'm getting more usable protein than most meat eaters out there. Boom! I got it down to a science, man. But, yeah, 1 year fruitarian, 1 year not eating junk food, 1 year being happy and healthy and fit, and it's so amazing to me. And, I have absolutely no problem recommending a fruitarian diet, a fruitarian lifestyle to anybody. The proof is in the banana pudding. Right now, I'm the banana pudding. And yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Eat fruit. Eat only fruit if you're able. Bananner.